Welcome back to VHS Tacos, everybody. It's been a minute since we've done a review. We've decided to see some movies, but not review them. We forgot. We are back, though. Halloween Ends. Out in theaters, early premiere tonight. We saw it in Dolby. My personal opinion, let me go ahead and get that out of the way because that's the most important. It is preferred you see this in Dolby because Dolby has the best sound.
But you don't
it
have
projects
to.
it. You do. It projects it in a 4K quality, so those deep, dark black shadows have never been deeper and darker before in your life. The colors are vibrant. The sound is incredible. The bass is there. The seats shake when kids' bodies go. It is fantastic. What? It needs no introduction. Okay, we'll give you a small little thing. It's 4 years after Halloween Kills, so everybody they're on a new track for life. Okay, Allison has a job. Lori's happy. She's writing a book. They're recovering.
Content.
Like Lori's living in Haddonfield now, like actually in a town, and it's a nice house, and she's writing a book, and she's having a good time and everything like that, and she kind of rekindles a little something with Frank, and Allison happens to meet a guy who might be a little broken, maybe a little...
He's been through a lot.
He's been through a lot, He accidentally killed a kid on Halloween night in 2019. It wasn't his fault. The kid decided to lock him in a room, and he was trying to kick his way out, and he kicked the door open into the kid. The kid fell down 3 flights of steps, and...
What an opening.
Pop goes the kiddo, and then it goes right to the Halloween logo. But this time, the logo's in blue. And the pumpkins aren't melting. There's not multiple pumpkins all over the place. It's one pumpkin that then splits apart because another one's growing inside of it on repeat. And that's a metaphor because evil doesn't die. It just takes a new form. But it's a younger, newer form, which is the point of the movie. As you may have kind of guessed by the trailer. Keep in mind, we only watched the first trailer. We actively avoided the second one. As you may have guessed, yes, there is a second Michael Myers. There's another killer. So essentially, he just kind of falls into these urges that he has, and one thing leads to another. He discovers Michael is living in a sewer. Yes,
like a rat.
Michelangelo from Ninja Turtles is now, but he's like recovering in a sewer. I mean, he is in bad shape, more so than you. I mean, granted, he got his fingers blown off, stabbed, shot, and everything else in the last 4 years, but he's still, essentially. He takes old little crazy boy under his wing, and crazy boy does a majority of the killing. I'd say 99%. Michael gets it. He gets a good couple licks in here and there.
Just a little bit.
The kills that Michael does have are effective. They're effective, and the music is scored perfectly to it. I mean, the first time that Michael kills, it's not until kind of deep into the movie, but you feel it. Yeah. You can feel that rush go through you as Michael, he's all beaten and bad, but he gets that kill in, and you could just see him get rejuiced. He's revamped. He's ready to go. He's ready for round 3. Fight. It's an interesting take because really for the first, out of the almost 2 hours, for the first 2/3 of the movie, it feels like a different kind of Halloween movie. It's not Michael stalking people. It's not people prepping for him or anything like that. It almost...
It's this kid trying to figure out how to just live a normal life.
Exactly. And of course,
while
the kid...
being the freak of the town.
Exactly. Of course, the kid is in love with Allison. If any of this sounds familiar to you, you guys have probably sat down and watched one of the seasons of You on Netflix, and it has very similar story beats of sorts. Where the crazy, hot, whatever, killer dude falls in love with the main girl who just happens to be the granddaughter of the real main girl, and everybody's sus about the hot dude, and of course hot dude is falling into his urges, and he's like, we gotta get rid of this town, we gotta get out of here, but he can't help but kill people that have irritated him. It's a very interesting series of events. The kills in this movie are nasty.
They're so great.
I thought Halloween Kills had the final say on WoW, but this movie, man, we've got tongues getting sliced out. Yeah. We've got heads getting crushed, and we get poor innocent people getting blasted in the forehead by a gun.
And don't forget the blowtorch.
Okay. So Michael's little protege has a blowtorch, and he lights a dude's head and melts it on fire from the inside. To be fair, though,
opens up his mouth and just...
To be fair, here's what's interesting. I was talking to Mrs. Taco about this on the way home. In the other Halloween movies, it's always innocent people. Yeah, they're teenagers. They do stupid things. Every now and then, he might kill somebody that deserves it. Because it's like, you're a bit of a jerk. Everybody that dies here, with the exception of the dude that gets shot.
Oh,
so
that was... Yeah. Well,
everybody who dies at the hands of either Michael or Freak Boy they do actually deserve it. So it's interesting because like you're rooting for them to die, but at the same time you're like, you're the bad guy. So it's a nice conflict of interest there. But
they did it to him.
They did it to him. And I do appreciate that how we are trying something new.
Lori's on to him. Okay? She sees.
Oh, she knows.
Sees
She's been through some stuff. She
feels
knows.
it.
But plot twist, he ends up killing himself and makes it seem like in a way that Lori did it. But of course, wherever Freak Boy is, Michael's not too far behind. So that does lead to a beautiful confrontation in a kitchen that just involves just you gripping the armrest of the seat because you think Lori's going to get her hand in a garbage disposal. But then she pseudo crucifies Michael. I mean, the imagery here is fascinating. Like stabbing. She doesn't just stab his hand into the counter. She then takes a cast iron skillet and then smacks it. She just gives him a good old smack. And then just, and then she takes the stainless steel fridge and then drops it on him, basically pins him down. But then Michael rips his hand from the knife and he has the Spock hands, torn in half, and grabs her by the neck. It's crazy. Another thing I told Mrs. Taco is that, when you see a movie like this, when especially that's hyped up as the finale, the ending, right? You have that subconscious need to have a satisfying end to the bad guy. You want that, even though he's iconic, you want that satisfying end. The way that Michael gets taken out is perfect. So, Lori essentially gets the final say twice, cutting the wrist and stabbing him in the neck and everything like that, bleeding out. But it's not enough, see, because when the cops show up, they go and they tie him to the roof of Allison's
car. It's a big old crusade.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, this isn't, some of the cops are like, this isn't the way that we do things. But then old Sheriff Boy with the cowboy hat from the last one, the only line he has in the whole movie is, "It is tonight." And so they drive to the junkyard, they take his body, they put it on this platform, Lori pushes it in, flips the switch, meat grinds him up, Michael's dead. We visibly watch him get meat grinded, which is, again, a final stamp on this franchise. And, at the end, everybody's happy, Allison leaves Haddonfield so she can start her new life. She finally
gets what she wants.
Lori, she finishes her book. She's happy, we can assume that she's going to go with Frank off to Japan. And it's just everybody has that happy ending. And, the title pops up, Halloween ends, but then the Halloween portion fades away and it just says ends. And that's your movie. The acting here is great. Jamie Lee Curtis gives a fantastic performance. Again, just conflicted, and she's a little bit less of a badass than she was before because she learned that, no matter how prepared you are, you're never prepared to go up against this form of evil. Allison comes into her own, and she's great. The little bit that we get to see of Frank, he's nice. He's lovable. He just wants what's best for Lori. And then, of course, everybody who deserves to die, who does die, they play well. So you just kind of woo, you're dead. But
everyone plays their role well.
They do. And, this is a satisfying trilogy. It's really not often that you get to say that. I think in my life I can say, the Captain America trilogy. This is a satisfying trilogy. There's really not that many of them out there. But I appreciate everything that they've done with this Halloween franchise. Michael Myers has always been my absolute favorite in terms of horror movie bad dudes. Yeah, his movies have been wildly inconsistent. But these three right here, this new trilogy, I'm thrilled for it. I can't wait to get this when it comes out.
I'm glad it's over.
That has been our glowing, wildly inconsistent, messy all over the place review of Halloween Ends, out today, Thursday the 13th. Suck on that one, Jason. If you guys have had a chance to see this already, premiere, whatever, let us know down in the comments below. If you plan on checking it out, let us know. If you're one of those people that hates Halloween Kills, can you tell me why? Someone? Because every time I ask, they just say, oh, it's stupid. Why? Just somebody tell me. That's all I'm asking.
Just let him know.
Until next time, guys, this has been VHS Tacos signing off. Watch out for the boogeyman. Adios.
Bye.